Hello everyone and welcome, this is Mr. Satan C bringing you another video. This time I'll be talking about what if Mr. Satan lost against 18. During the events of the World Martial Arts Tournament, where Babidi and his men appeared, Mr. Satan made it to the finals in which he would fight Android 18. In the original story, 18 told Mr. Satan that she would let him win if he paid her an important amount of money. Since the champion was scared about his future, he accepted the proposal and we know how the story goes from then on. However, what if Mr. Satan lost against 18 during the tournament? After 18 grabbed Mr. Satan by the neck, she would have made the proposal we already know, but given the amount of money, he would have turned it down and instead tried to fight a battle he would have never won. After Mr. Satan had been knocked out, a lot of his followers would have been extremely disappointed, especially after knowing that he was able to destroy Cell, but not a girl who didn't look too powerful. News about his loss would have spread across the entire world, resulting in millions of followers forgetting about the greatness of the champion. Regarding the other events including Majin Buu's resurrection, nothing would have changed too much, as even Mr. Satan after his defeat would have tried to get his reputation back by facing Fat Buu, but of course becoming friends in the end. Once Mr. Satan got shot, Buu would have released Evil Buu out of anger, and everything would have resulted in the genocide of the vast majority of humans, as well as the destruction of planet Earth. It is from that very moment when something that will change everything would have been about to happen. Let's remember that thanks to Mr. Satan's reputation, the Spirit Bomb gathered enough energy to kill Buu. But given the unfortunate events, Mr. Satan would have been unable to ask people to raise their hands. This would have ended up in Goku being unable to create a bigger spirit bomb, and having no choice, he would have thrown it at the demon who would have easily stopped it. As the struggle between Buu and Goku had been going on, Vegeta would have asked Dende to replenish Goku's energy with the third wish, but Goku would have objected, as even if he regained his energy back, the Spirit Bomb's energy wouldn't have been enough to kill Buu, and the situation would have gone back to where it began. Instead, Goku would have suggested to wish for Gohan to be taken to the Sacred World in order to take care of Buu. Unfortunately, by the time Gohan had arrived to the planet, Goku would have lost the struggle against Buu, failing to contain the Spirit Bomb and losing his life as a result. Having no choice but to fight, Gohan would have begun the battle against Buu. Let's remember that Kid Buu was stronger than a Super Saiyan 3, but Gohan was far superior than even Super Buu, so after some time, Gohan would have overwhelmed the Pink Demon. It is possible that at some point Kid Buu would have thought about absorbing Gohan, but given that this trick was already well known by the Sea Warriors, Buu would have failed in his attempt. After realizing that Majin Buu wouldn't have gone down with normal attacks, Gohan would have prepared a Kamehameha that would have destroyed every single atom of the demon's body, ending the battle for good. Although it was a huge victory for the Sea Warriors, Goku's death would have been an extremely sad event, but thinking about the Dragon Balls, Gohan would have thought about wishing Goku back, but the Saiyan would have refused such offer, as Gohan would have already been the strongest of all Saiyans. This would have made Gohan feel sad, especially because he had lost his father 7 years prior due to his disobedience. This event would have turned Gohan into a more serious warrior who would have thought of being in charge of Earth's protection, even if that meant to give up studying for exchange of becoming a stronger warrior. It is from this moment when it gets difficult to think about the many possible scenarios, especially when it comes to Beerus' dream about a Super Saiyan God. But for the sake of this video, let's assume that Beerus would still have this dream, but the Super Saiyan God this time would have been Gohan due to his power. After dreaming about the Saiyan, Beerus would have arrived on Earth, where he would have discovered that the most powerful Saiyan on the planet was Gohan. However, as strong as he was, Gohan wouldn't have stood a chance against the God of Destruction, so Beerus would have been extremely disappointed. After the battle, he would have been invited to join Bulma's birthday party, but assuming Fat Buu would have made Beerus angry, the Destructor would have thought about destroying Earth. In order to calm Beerus' anger, they would have asked Shenron about the Super Saiyan God, and after knowing how the ritual is performed, they would have asked permission for Goku to go to Earth for a while to complete the Super Saiyan God ritual. Once completed, most probably it would have been Gohan who would have obtained the power of a god in order to battle Lord Beerus. Since Earth's food would have been like no other in Universe 7, Beerus would have forgotten his intention of destroying the planet, and given the frequent presence of the gods, Gohan would have asked them to train him. Vegeta and Goku would have thought about training with the gods as well, and since Goku would have got excited about knowing there was a higher level than a normal Super Saiyan, he would have asked his family to bring him back to life in order to train as he used to and become a stronger Saiyan. With all this, the three Saiyans would have achieved Super Saiyan Blue's transformation. Regarding Frieza's resurrection, this would have been impossible, as Earth's Dragon Balls would have turned into stone after reviving Goku and, for the sake of this video, reviving King Kai as well. With only Sorbet and Tagoma, they would have fallen in battle against the Sea Warriors once they noticed their presence on Earth, making Frieza's resurrection absolutely impossible. In this scenario, we have three extremely powerful Saiyans, who, even by the events of Universe 6 and 7 tournament and Sama's appearance, they would have been able to overcome these harsh obstacles. However, things would have taken a turn with the Tournament of Power, as we know that Buu would have fallen asleep. Frieza's participation in the tournament wouldn't have been an option, as nobody knew that he was a prodigy warrior, so the other participant the Sea Warriors would have thought of would have been Cell. Goku would have spoken with Oranai Baba to take him to Earth's Hell and try to convince Cell to join the tournament. As expected, he would have initially rejected the proposal, but knowing that the universe was at stake, Cell would have accepted under the condition that he be revived if they won the competition. After this, Cell would have asked Goku if the participants were as strong as his god transformation, and Goku would have replied that many of them were even stronger than the most powerful gods. Thanks to Frieza's cells, Cell would have known that the Emperor was a prodigy, capable of increasing his power level if he only trained for a while. However, Goku would have told him that they only had 3 hours before the tournament began. Taking this into account, he would have told the Saiyan that he remembered that Trunks and Vegeta became extremely powerful in a very short time, and Goku would have explained that it was thanks to the hyperbolic chamber. Knowing this, Cell would have asked Goku to take him to the chamber in order to train for the remaining 3 hours, as it would be equal to training for 1.5 months. Once inside the chamber, Cell would have trained on his own to obtain a power which would have been similar to Frieza's in his golden form. Once outside, Universe 7 would have been surprised to see Cell after a long time, but having no more time to exchange words, Whis would have taken everybody to the Null Realm. Goku and company would have arrived at the place where they would have met the other universes, including Universe 11 and its most powerful warrior. Being witness of this, Cell would have been impressed by Jiren's power, but having Frieza and Vegeta cells, he would have been confident enough, especially after his training in the hyperbolic chamber. Despite the possibilities being endless given the amount of fighters from all universes, it is almost a fact that Universe 7 and 11 would have been the last ones standing on the platform. Gohan would have been the most powerful of all Saiyans, and it's possible that it would have been him who would have achieved Ultra Instinct, but since Universe 7 had 3 extremely powerful Saiyans plus Cell, the victory for Goku's universe would have been easier to achieve. Unless Cell was the last warrior standing, the rest of the team members would have asked to bring back all the universes destroyed by the Omni King. After winning the tournament, Goku would have gathered the Dragon Balls in order to wish back Cell, and once he was back to life, it is questionable what kind of plan he would have had. But most probably, and knowing that he was still unable to beat the Saiyans at his current level, he would have escaped Earth and kept training somewhere in outer space in order to become the strongest of warriors, even stronger than the gods themselves, in order to prove that he was always meant to be the most perfect being in all universes. What do you think would have happened during the events of Moro Saga? Do you think Cell would have helped the Sea Warriors to fight the new villain? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content about the Dragon Ball universe. See you next time.